Hi everyone, it's been 3 years since I first started making mods for Skyrim, and I wanted to celebrate it with you all by sharing some statistics and some numbers, and maybe teasing a new mod. Before all that, let's go through a quick summary of the mods that I've published in the last 12 months. And I don't want the video to last forever, so I'm going to limit myself to 1 or 2 sentences about each mod. Let's go! According to the lore and some conversations you can hear in the game, NPCs are supposed to be terrified of necromancy, but you can never see this in the game. Now you can.
Necromancy. It's disgraceful. Get away from me.
Blankets! Finally! Skyrim's goal used those blankets, you psycho. NPCs use the blankets too, and with 54 different blanket models, this is one of my favorite mods that I've made. I've been waiting for this mod since the game launched literally, so I'm so glad that it's finally available out there. So despite being locked, most chests in vanilla have no keys. Not even the chest owners have a key to their own chest. This mod changes this by placing well hidden keys near those chests, and it gives you an alternative to lock picking, so you can now search for the hidden key as a minigame. The vanilla quest can be summarized by open a door, grab a sword, congratulations, you're done. This mod expands this quest with different paths and more role playing.
Be careful. No telling what will happen the next time you mess with that door.
A lot of the vanilla lines are used only once in the entire game.
In these grave times, each legionnaire must be his better self at all times and under all conditions.
This mod makes sure that those lines get more screen time, expanding what the Civil War soldiers can say, both in combat and when hanging around in their camps. So this mod fixes basically this. And if you never knew about this in all your years playing Skyrim, I'm so sorry that I had to point it out. Please forgive me.
Once was a hero named Ragnar.
The carriage drivers will now occasionally speak when you walk nearby, reacting to weather changes, time of day, and more.
I wouldn't wander here alone at night. Come on now, my carriage is the safest way to travel.
A Nord skull makes the best axe blade. About all they're good for.
One of my favorite lines expansions. In vanilla, Forsworn just stays silent, waiting for you to pop by, but now they will actually talk while minding their own business. In addition, Thalmor get a ton of new lines that fit their personality perfectly.
Stupid Dunmer. I'll have you shipped back to Vardenfell in a crate.
Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
You can have Grelot arrested, you can poison Grelot, you can push Grelot to her death. It's basically Skyrim meets Hitman, with new dialogue, a new path for good guys, and more.
It's Grelot. Someone has killed Grelot.
Oh no! What happened here?
Grelot is dead.
No.
Aventus did
That's
it.
poison.
Ah, I can smell your blood. I'll try and make this quick.
This mod gives new lines to vampires, and they will use these lines dynamically based on what's happening in the game, so they might comment on your race, your weapon, and more.
Dark elf blood. Foul tasting. Now let's get this over with.
Skyrim on Skooma. This is definitely one of my top favorite mods out of the ones that I've made, probably ever. Drink Skooma, experience something unexpected, live crazy adventures while tripping on Skooma, and more. So it's basically Skooma the way it always should have been. You can now talk to NPCs from a realistic distance. You can call them over to you, you can speak to NPCs while on horseback, you can taunt bandits, you can scare animals away, you can surrender to guards, and more.
It would seem so.
Surprisingly, this mod has been a true game changer for my playthroughs. It kind of feels like it enables a lot of immersive things that should be doable in real life, but they're not because it's a game. But now they're possible. Immersion.
What manner of magic is this?
This is sort of a silly mod, but I think these small things make all the difference. So whenever you turn invisible or you reappear in front of an NPC, they will act surprised with custom voice lines. In vanilla there's literally no reaction, so that's where this mod comes in.
What the? How did you do
There are
that?
hundreds of custom reactions, so have fun pranking the NPCs and getting to hear all of the dialogue. So this mod adds new lines to the brawling, so you will hear more things other than 12 septims on the big one. So those were all the mods that I've made these past 12 months. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Alright, now enough about the past. What's coming up next? As you might know, I've kind of stopped making as many quest expansions as back in the day, mostly because they're just very time consuming to make. And in the end, there's always someone disappointed and always someone who manages to break the quest by adding some random mod on top. And it's definitely not the best experience as a mod author. But with this said, I've managed to summon enough energy from the realm of Oblivion to make a new one. I'll soon be releasing Heart of the Reach quest expansion, and this new quest expansion includes new voice dialogue, fixes, a new way to get the quest without having to sneak into a ladies only religious club, and a lot more. Stay tuned for that.
I'm sorry, the Temple of Dibella is closed. You can receive your blessing if you wish, but the other sisters are in seclusion. Oh, I see. Very well. I'll go talk with her. But please, take a seat and wait here. I'll be back soon enough.
After this, I've got a couple of mods in the works that might be released in a month or two, if everything goes well, of course.
Gonna die for that.
And then Starfield comes out. I'll probably be focusing on that game for a bit if it turns out to be any good. And it seems like the next Elder Scrolls is still years away, so I'll probably be back to Skyrim sooner rather than later. And one final thing before this video comes to an end. Let's discuss some fun numbers from these past 3 years. I use a program that keeps track of the time that I spent using any given program, so thanks to this I can give you an overview of what 3 years of non-stop modding looks like. I spent around 700 hours making mods in Creation Kit, and that's literally more time than I put into the original Skyrim. Insane. Then we have 160 hours in Xedit, and that's cleaning the mods, making them beautiful for release, etc. Then we have 160 hours again on Audacity, where I do all the splicing, and 150 hours in Voice Reference Tool 2, where I find the NPC lines so I can reuse them in my mods. Unfortunately, I don't have numbers for the following, but let me tell you, every mod author will probably agree with me that these things require a crazy amount of time. I'm talking about making the mod pages, replying to comments, chasing after bug reports, and doing all the in-game testing. And then you log into Nexus and you find this. And in exchange, you could say that the mods are getting some downloads. So during the past 3 years, my mods have received roughly around 7 million unique downloads, which is again insane. So thank you if you're among the users that downloaded some of the mods, and I really hope you enjoy them. In terms of endorsements, my mods are sitting at around 185,000 endorsements and around 22,000 comments. This is pretty awesome considering that endorsements are a completely voluntary thing, right? You can also just grab the mod and run. Most of us do that. So around 2% of people that download my mods are endorsing them. So if you're among the 2%, thank you so much for taking the time to endorse them. May you always walk on warm sands, friend. Alright, and this video is officially coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed the little sneak peek into the numbers, the mod teaser, and also all the mods that I've published over the past 12 months. If you're curious about my second year of modding, or maybe the first year of modding and what I made back then, you've got the videos in the description. You can go watch them and then compare the mods and come back and tell me, you used to be much cooler back then. Come back, Jay Serpa. Alright guys, I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.
They can barely tolerate our presence on Earth. Today, they take away you have come. And what does the Empire do? Nothing! Nay, worse than nothing!